as a student. So for example, let's say your maintenance loan is, let's say for ease, let's say it's 8K, yeah? For example, for me personally, it was like about 5K, it was sad. But let's say it's 8K, and then they'll divide it up, your first two, they'll divide it up into 3. It'll probably be about like 2.5, and normally the last one's also always bigger, 3,000. So for example, that comes in, so your first 2.5 comes in October, and then you have October, November, December, and January, and you get paid in January. So for example, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say your rent per month is £400. Now what I normally do is when my student loan used to come, I used to go pay off all of it at once. But then basically what you want to look at this is that you want to break this down into the 4 months. I want you to include January, because when you get paid in January, you want it to kind of carry on from when your January 1 comes. So this is October or September if you're doing it, it was September. This is January, because they normally come middle of the month, and then this would be April. So for this, you want to be thinking February, March, April. This one, you want to be thinking May, June, July, and depending, some of you might have to pay August as well. So you get your £400 per month. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 1.6. So you can divide up your money just like looking at the 4 months, or you can now divide this money into 4, and then that would give you 1250, not a lot, 625. So this is the reason why when I tell people, like when it comes to the uni, your issue really isn't about student loan about a 9K, it's about how much are you making. Now obviously if you're in London, you're probably getting the max, which is about 12K, you know, which is still okay, but it's not amazing. So which is still below, you can't even pay tax on that, it's under personal allowance. So 625, so 400 per month goes out, and then that goes to rent, hopefully with utilities if you're living somewhere cheap. And then you have 225 to play with. I would normally probably save about, my savings on this would probably be £50, and then you'd have about 175 left. Now, if you don't know how to cook, this is where it comes seriously, and then it's really mad, because you want to save regardless, because tomorrow something might still happen. Aldi is a student's best friend, Lidl is a student's best friend, Wowcher, Groupon, I'm not gonna lie, I don't, if you're, listen, be smart about it. So you can easily spend all of this on food, to be honest, but then you still want to kind of ration this out. So maybe say, then now you have to consider, can you go on nights out, can you do all these things? Now this is the point where, and which is the issue with student loans, which we'll discuss in one of our videos. This is where you now have to do 2 things. You either have to have a conversation with your parents, or you need to get a job. Because realistically, if you're a student, you still need enjoyment, and you still need to just do general things, like you still need to, obviously you have books, you have equipment, you have stuff like this. So as a student, this is why I'm illustrating this, for you to kind of look at your money in a way that rotting. Don't go and spend all your money in freshers. Don't come and just splash out, you know, your money in terms of like the beginning of the year, or you know, when you get student loan, you start off with lobster, you end with Indomie. No, if you don't know how to cook, I implore you. I was spending £50 per week, sometimes per 2 weeks, just because I could cook, and that made life so much easier. So how I used to do it is that I'd go pay off the 4 months or 3 months, depending on which one it is, and then whatever's left, then kind of ration it out. I had a job all the way throughout uni. But then if you need to speak to your parents, because the issue about being a student is because some of our parents are told that student loan will sustain us in uni, when 9 times out of 10 that's not the case. So make sure you're talking to your parents. So when you lay this out as a budget and look at this, oh, I'm getting £2,500, it's amazing. No, students, it's long. You break it down, you remove your rent, and then look what you got per month left. You got £225 per month. You still need to travel, you still need to go up and down if you're commuting from the uni. So this is where you now need to get a job, and this is where you have to consider your parents. Also, you want to look at grants and all that good stuff. And there's always funding out there for every gender, every creed, every sport, every belief. Like, go out and do that, because what you want to do is that as a student, most 9 out of 10, your income alone will probably not sustain you all the way through. But it's important for you still to get that savings habits. You don't want to be homeless and you don't want to be hungry. So get as close as to uni as possible. What you want to be looking at is rent, savings, food. But uni is about the experience. So how I used to do it was pay off the rent, go buy food, put some in savings, and work extra. And everything I worked was going for enjoyment. So this is how you kind of run your account, and you can now, once you start earning more money, then you can now start running your accounts more like the previous 2 examples we were talking about. Now, like I said, in most situations, it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep, and also in the sense of, but at some point, it is about how much you make. So there's 3 things when it comes to money, basically, in terms of like, if you want to survive more, it's about spending less, it's about earning more, and then afterwards, if you talk to other people, it's about how do you kind of move mad with taxes. But I ain't talking, Amazon knows what they're doing. But yeah, so you want to see where you can save money at, you want to definitely earn more money, and the struggle is real. So see where you can cut costs. There's no reason for you to be going to like high-end places. If you're going to Harrods, my friend, what are you wasting time for? Go to H&M, go to Next, go to Primani, and do the thing. And yeah, enjoy uni, but don't mismanage your money, because it's not a lot of money in the first place. This is what I wanted to illustrate out here. So it's about being smart about it, so that because bills, first of all, you don't want to be homeless. Secondly, food, you don't want to be hungry. Learn how to cook. And get as close to uni as possible, because you don't even want to be bringing transportation into this thing. If you had 12k, for example, which I believe is the max, then it'll probably break up. Let's say they break up to 4k each. That's over a 12-month period. You basically have a k a month. In reality, it's not a 12-month period. It's probably like September till June, basically. What's that? September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So 10 months. Going to 10 months, you have 1.2k per month. If you put that in, if you take out rent, which is, let's say, 500, you have £700. Yeah, £700. I doubted my maths. £700 to work with. Then now let's say you take £200 in food. For some of you it's about £400. You can get this to half if you learn how to cook. So if let's say it's £400, you have £300 left. But this is assuming you're living in London, or if you are already on benefits or something like that, then you probably get the maximum in terms of student loan. So that's just an illustration about how you can manage your money better, manage your accounts like but it's about, the issue about managing money isn't about like how much you make, in terms of the sense of most lottery winners end up being bankrupt because they don't know how to handle their money, don't know how to run their accounts, and they look at the money and see bare zeros. It can go like this. If you can handle £10 very well, then you'll be able to handle £20, £100 very well. If you can't handle £50 very well, when you earn £2,000, it will that everything I'm doing right now is just nonsense to you. You're just looking at me like I'm a madman. I was earning £5.30 per hour, somehow saved to buy a car, and still made sure I ate, and you know, you can do things to kind of make yourself better and make life easier for you. So hopefully this helps somebody out there, because managing money is very long. I learned from different ways, but hopefully it makes life easier for you. Have a blessed day, and thank you.